So now let's go even more in detail. So we've seen the channels, we've learned more about the platforms. Now let's see exactly how you can promote your affiliate links on a website and what are the steps that you should take. First of all, what are some of the content that you can share on a blog? Okay, you can share product reviews, how-to and tutorials, lists, for example, the top 100 products, top 100 codes, top 100 whatever. Product comparison, you can compare different products. As you can see here, many times when we are searching for a product that we would like to buy, we can go on Google, we can search for, best product, and then we will see content coming from different websites. This is an example of content marketing. But in order to make sure that the audience can find our content when they're searching for a solution, when they're searching for the best product, the best, the review of that specific product, we also need to do basic SEO for that blog post. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It is another word that we can discover together at a later stage, but just for you now to understand roughly what it means that we need to make sure that we are using the keywords that our audience might be searching online. And those keywords, whether they're transactional, informational, or navigational, they actually match the topic that we have shared, that we have described into our blog post. So as you can see here, the title is about this product, and so the main keyword for this blog post is about this product, but it could be completely different. Okay, so SEO can be divided into three main areas. You can do on-site SEO, off-site SEO, and technical SEO. What we are going to see right now is mostly on-site SEO. So it's how you can optimize your website so that Google better understands the content of your website and also can push your content and your website in front of your audience eyes when they're searching for keywords related to your business or the products that you're trying to promote. So these are the steps that you should take when you want to create a website on affiliate marketing. Create a website, of course. You will need to register the domain, select the theme, and also upload some content. It's also important to create a Google Search Console account and a Google Analytics account. You can define the strategy, what are the topics that you can cover. You can decide whether you want to write the content yourself or outsource it to others. You can also add the keywords to your blog post and, of course, the links. So let's see each step more in detail. As we've said at the beginning, right, it's very practical. Let's see every part more in detail. In order to create a website, you need to start from the domain. The domain name doesn't need to contain a keyword, but make sure that it's easy to remember and that it is available also on other platforms. So make sure that if you want to use a domain name for your website, that you can also register the same domain, the same name for your Instagram account or other accounts. You can buy a domain on GoDaddy, Google Domains. There are so many platforms, there are so many websites that you can use. If you want to actually build the website, you can decide whether you want to rely on a platform like Squarespace, Wix.com, or Shopify. Those are pretty easy to use platforms. It's just a drag and drop. Just put the information there. In a couple of minutes, you can have your website ready. Or you can rely on a WordPress platform. So you can use a WordPress site. But for WordPress, you also need to buy the website hosting. You can do that, for example, on SiteGround. Their customer service is pretty supportive. They can help you if you have any questions. The difference is that if you use one of these platforms, it's pretty easy, very straightforward, but they can decide to close your website at any time, for example, for Shopify. On the other hand, with WordPress, you have more freedom. You can decide whatever you want to do. You have complete freedom to do that. And you can also select the theme, how you would like your website to look like, and you can buy that on Envato Elements as well as other similar websites. One point to consider is like a Squarespace or Wix.com or Shopify. Just make sure that you're buying the domain name from another website like GoDaddy, Google Domains, and not from them. Because otherwise, if in the future you want to change to another platform, this will be pretty difficult to do if the domain name was also registered on the same platform. How can you create a good website? It's not only about having a website, it's more about creating a good website. So pay attention to whether the theme that you have selected is responsive. Responsive means that if the user is checking your website on a desktop or a mobile, the page will automatically adapt itself for the screen size. Mobile friendly is very important, especially for Google. So how does your website look on mobile? Check that. And also your website should have fast loading speed. This is also very important. Last but not least, check that your website has a good information architecture, meaning that your website is well structured. You have, for example, blog, and then in blog you have different topics and then subtopics. It's not just a random list of topics put everywhere on the website. You can use 3 main tools. For example, Google Mobile Friendly Test. It's also a free tool for, of course, you can guess what it is about, right? Page speed insights and pingdom page speed are 2 different tools for checking the speed of opening speed of your website. Hotjar is also another very interesting tool that you can consider to understand the user behavior on your website. Other than that, make sure that you create a Google Search Console and Google Analytics account. Those are also free accounts, free tools that you can use. Google Search Console will give you an understanding of whether there's any technical issue with your website and also what are the keywords that your website is ranking for. And Google Analytics will allow you to better understand the user behavior on your website page by page, as well as what are some of the main channels and main sources of traffic. There are other tools that you could potentially use. For example, let's go back to SimilarWeb, our greatest friend, right? So once you download the free Chrome extension, you can also check any competitor's website information, and then from SimilarWeb you can see the bounce rate, the pages per visit, the monthly visit, and the average visit duration. Pay great attention to the bounce rate, because if a user is clicking on your content and then they're only spending a couple of seconds on your website, and the bounce rate refers to the percentage of users who open your website, open your content, and then they automatically leave in a couple of seconds. So it means that for Google, this shows that your website and the content that you share is not actually high quality. So that is why users are just leaving in a hurry. They think it's so bad that they just leave in a couple of seconds. So pay attention to that, right? Another thing that you can do is define your content strategy. You don't need to create something super detailed, but just make sure that you're understanding which keywords you can use in your content and in your website. And in particular, focus on long-tail keywords, so keywords that contain more than 2 or 3 words, because those are usually very specific. The user who is searching for that keyword, they really want to find a solution that best suits that keyword. You can use some tools like the Moz Keyword Explorer, and there are also 2 strategies that you could potentially use that will be very valuable for you. The first one is to focus on evergreen content. We've already seen more about evergreen niches, right? So you can do the same also for evergreen content. Evergreen content could be, how can I open a Gmail account, versus timely content could be some, drama about the latest, like Oscars or anything like that. Topic clusters is also another very valuable strategy that you can use. It's about how you structure your content on your website. So make sure that you have almost like a parent article or blog post where you're sharing everything that the user should know. Usually this is a complete guide for everything that you should know about a certain topic. And then you can create a whole list of other articles and then connect them through links from one to the other. And then you can decide, well, I don't have much time to create content, so I just want to outsource it to others. You can go on Upwork or Fiverr and find lots of freelancers who can help you. And make sure that you're using the keywords that you have just found and add them to your blog post. So add them at least on the title, is very important, as well as in the subheadings. So let's say that you're writing a piece of content about the 5 reasons why, and you're writing reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In each subheading, you can also add a similar keyword. It doesn't need to be exactly the same. If you're writing a 500-word article, you can also use 3 to 4 keywords and just use them throughout the article. And also make sure that you're adding links to the products that you want to promote, and add a CTA, which is called a call to action, basically buy now or learn more, or all of that, right? So that the user can feel like, oh, I know what you want me to do, and I will click on that link and learn more or buy that product.